Asia Cup 2025 qualifier between Palestine and Saudi Arabia. We are bang in the middle of Group D here. Saudi Arabia are hosts for next year's Asia Cup 2025, sit on a 1-win, 1-loss record, but as hosts, they've already qualified. They know they're going to be there. They're ready to go. As for Palestine, not so fortunate right now. Here is our schedule of games. As you can see, Jordan against Iraq at the moment underway, and then we'll have 2 more games on Monday to close out qualification window 2. Here are the standings here in Group D. Jordan looking good right now, 2-0 at the top of the table. Saudi Arabia and Iraq 1-1. Palestine 0-2. For Palestine, they know they can't qualify in this window, but realistically they do need to come away with a win. They're being introduced to the crowd right now. Ranked 20th in Asia, but certainly moving in the right direction. Recently jumped above Qatar in the overall rankings. And how they would love to get back to an Asia Cup next year. Only been to one in their history. That was in 2015, where they finished 10th. But the players are ready to go, as are their coaching staff. As for Saudi Arabia, building some momentum, looking to build this qualification campaign. It's clearly preparation for their own Asia Cup. It's an honor for them to be able to hold the continent's premier tournament. They're ranked 10th in Asia. They finished 14th back in 2022, and the Asia Cup was in Jakarta in Indonesia. They have been on the podium before. It was a while ago though, 25 years ago. They finished 3rd in 1999. And who knows, maybe on their home floor they'll be able to come away with a big performance. But key to it is definitely building some momentum in these qualifiers. Although qualification isn't a concern of theirs as hosts, they still need to make sure they focus in and build some confidence. We'll now have a break in our commentary for the national anthems of both Saudi Arabia and Palestine.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Now just 5 minutes away from our opening tip-off here in Jeddah. The coaches shake hands on the half and exchange gifts. Coach Casas and Coach Diamadakos, they're ready to go, as are the rosters for both teams. They'll now head into their final preparations as we zoom in and have a look at the officials for today's game. Our officials are Sarah Ganbar Damanab, Alexei Stepanenko and Sergio Kapsab from Iran, Kazakhstan and Lebanon. Looking dapper in their officials' uniforms as we get ready for what could be a really interesting game between these two. They've never met before in this competition. Saudi Arabia clearly favourites heading into today's game, but do not underestimate Palestine. Impressive performances so far. Only lost by 3 to Iraq. That really, for me, was a statement of the direction of travel of this Palestinian team. They are growing and improving as every qualification window goes by. As for Saudi Arabia, they too are on the edge of that top table. Here is the starting 5 for Saudi Arabia. We have Al-Muwallad, Al-Mawani, both Al-Mawanis in fact, as well as Bilal. And then wrapping it up, Al-Suwailim. They are the starting 5 for Coach Casas. Expect him to be rotating through that roster, though. Plenty of talent on offer for Coach Casas to work with. There is the Spanish head coach looking to take the team forward into their home Asia Cup. Let's have a look at the starting 5 now for Palestine as they get into their final preparations. And it will be key for Palestine to get a relatively good start. They'll want to make sure that they put a good showing in the first quarter, give themselves a foundation to build off. That will be a big part of what they try and do today. If they can stay in this game for 4 quarters, they've got a chance of coming away with the upset, and it's a really important game for them, as they will face Jordan on Monday on the floor here, whilst Saudi Arabia will face Iraq here on Monday. So both teams will want to build towards that as well, as we see Coach Diamadakos. And the starting 5 for Palestine is Sawelha, Haloums, Maeli, Halawani and Habash. Palestine 5 head back, get some final instructions from the coaching staff. For Palestine, Jamal Maeli, he's really their superstar, averaging over 20.7 rebounds and 4 assists a game in the opening window. They'll lean on him, I'm sure, and combine that with Sawela in the front court. That could be the duo that could get them the win here today. As for Saudi Arabia, Al-Suwailim will be important in that front court, averaging a double-double. But alongside that, the Al-Mawani brothers have combined for over 22 points and 9 rebounds a game. So that trio in the paint is a tough one to go up against for Palestine. Great to see some young faces in the crowd here to enjoy the basketball. No doubt be inspired, who knows? We may see them with their national team jersey on in a few years' time. And we are moments away from our opening tip-off here in Jeddah. Starting 5s will come to the floor. Before we get proceedings underway, we will have a minute's silence in honor of the passing of FIBA Asia Secretary General Emeritus Datoyo Chia-hook, and also in mourning for the souls of the victims in Gaza. We'll welcome the 5s to the floor prior to that minute's silence. But it truly will be a somber moment before the excitement of the basketball will get underway here in Jeddah. Sideline ball as we're underway here in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Just a correction required on the clock before we can get underway. And we are underway. Haloums feeds it inside. Halwani rejected. And that is the strength in the front court that Saudi Arabia have, and that will be a shot clock violation. Big start to the game for Al Suwailim. Big block. Helps out from the weak side and bats it away. Just a little confusion right now here between the officials, just needing to correct some of the issues that we have. It'll be a sideline ball for Palestine with a fresh 14 seconds put onto the clock. Dumped inside. Strong play, and once again it's Al Suwailim is there to guard the rim. Strong drive to the basket in the first point of the game for Al Muwallad. Palestine will want to get their scoring going early. Don't want to have a slow start to the game. Three ball goes up, no good. Fighting for the offensive rebounds though, in amongst the trees. Will get a shot away. Halwani does a great job of getting in there and fighting hard for the offensive boards. Earns himself a trip to the free throw line. His first game in these qualifiers. Trying to have an impact straight away. First free throw, no good. Second is good, and we'll get Palestine up and running. Struggled a little bit offensively in these qualifiers in the first window, averaging just under 60 points a game. Really need to be mid to high 60s at least to get the wins they'll need to get through these qualifiers. Three ball goes up, rattles in and out. Rebound falls kindly to Sowela. Merli brings it out. Handoff eventually to Haloums. Haloums drives inside, ducks through, rejected. Second block of the game for Al Muwallad. Really tracking the cuts to the basket well, the big man. Down into the low post. Let's look him go to work, use his size advantage, drops it inside, and a little two-hander throwdown. Mohamed Al Mawani with his first points of the game. Catch and shoot at the top, wide open. Halwani can't quite get it to go though. Didn't quite find his rhythm with that one. Bilal turns the corner on the screen. And another easy dump down inside. Foul will be called. It's on the floor though, and straight away Al Suwailim, standing 2 meters 8, is causing a lot of problems right now for Palestine. I really think they're probably going to need to look to deny that. Baseline drive. Ducks inside, ball kicked around. Sowela hits a big shot. And he is one of the key pieces of the puzzle for Palestine. Scored 9 points in both of the previous games. In the first qualification window against Jordan and Iraq. Belal over the rim and away. Palestine having to physically battle hard. Bilal now hands it away. Tied at 4 apiece here. Al-Muwallad at the elbow, fades away, good defense. Palestine scoop up the defensive board. Drive inside, rejected. Rejection number 3 already for Al-Suelim. So hard for Palestine to find anything close to the bucket with him on the court. Knocked out of bounds off a Palestinian hand, so it will be Saudi Arabian ball on the sideline. Six and a half minutes left in this first quarter. Neither team really finding their rhythm offensively just yet. Pace of the game quite slow as well, quite purposeful. Al-Mawani, no good. Jumper off target, but going coast to coast the other way, and Haloum's trying to force the issue a little bit. Stuck inside, and a 2 off the glass. Al-Suelim, first points of the game for him. Coach Casas looking on. Very well respected coach in Europe. 3 ball goes up and is off right. Little scoop back, no good. Only into the hands of Saudi Arabia for them to pour down the floor. Oh, lovely transition. Good footwork and another 2 from the 26-year-old Al-Suelim. Timeout's going to be called here by Coach Diamadakos, as he needs to talk things over. Saudi Arabia out to a 4-point lead here, and well, let's be honest about it. Al-Suelim is causing havoc inside on both ends of the floor. And I'm sure that's what Coach Diamadakos wants to talk about. Saudi Arabian players enjoying themselves on the bench. Plenty of smiles right now. They lead by 4 here in Jeddah. And Mohammed Al-Suelim is having a monster of a game already. 4 points and 3 blocks in under 4.5 minutes of basketball. It's a nice stat line for the big man. Official just, I think, having a word with him about some of the theatrics at times. That's something that officials have been noted to pick up on. Good officiating that, really. A nice quiet conversation with the player before it goes too far. Mayali will bring it back out. Oh, nice little crossover from Habash. Oh, but it's thrown away. Good read of the passing lane. But Saudi Arabia gift it back to Palestine again. 3 ball open on the wing, and it rolls home. Mayali with the 3. Palestine back within one. Dumped inside. 3-second violation is going to be called on Al-Suelim. There's the 3 for Palestine that gets them back within a possession. Saudi Arabia, physical on-ball presence at times. Drive inside. Oh, and another block. Block number 4. Three ball goes up. That one's a little heavy. Will he get the roll? He won't. Sawela brings down the rebound for Palestine. And to be fair to the Palestinian team, they're very composed. Sawela for 3, and he hits a big 3-ball. Palestine take the lead here in Jeddah. Under 4 to play in the first quarter. Palestine 3 from 6 from downtown, 0 from 6 inside the 3-point arc. I think that tells you a lot right now. 3-ball goes up across the front of the iron and away. Oh, and a rejection. Elias Sawala doing it on both ends of the floor right now. 22-year-old super pumped for this one. Mazuka Muwalad heads to the bench. Into the game comes Tamir Mohammed. Oh, that's a little heavy-handed from Matna Al-Mawani. Sawela. Mali hands it away. Palestine setting a double screen, almost a horn screen set at the top. Kick to the wing. Pass was a little off target, so didn't give him space to get the shot away. Good defense by Saudi Arabia, locking out the perimeter a bit more that time. Over the top again, using that size advantage. He'll go strong to the basket for 2. And tipped straight out of bounds. Right now, Palestine struggling in the paint. The size and strength of Mohammed Al-Suelim. He's problematic to say the least. Change made for Palestine as Abu Shamsia comes in. Palestine dropping into almost a 1-3-1 zone. Trying to guard the paint as much as they possibly can to limit the impact that the size advantage Saudi Arabia has. Three-ball goes up, that's heavy, slaps off the perspex and back, and oh, nice little scoop up Ramsey. Komisia picks it up. Mohammed skips it apart. Saudi Arabia now need to find a way to break down this zone defense. There's the 3-ball open and money in the bank. It's a big shot from Bilal. Little weave at the top into a horns. Mali trying to find the pass to thread the eye of the needle, but it's kicked away. So a fresh 14 for Palestine. 90 seconds left in this first quarter. As expected, it's an even battle between these two very different looking teams, but an even contest right now. Mid-range jumper, not quite there. Mohammed will drop it out of bounds, but I think it's tipped out of his hands, so Saudi Arabia will regain possession. Mohammed now. Dropped inside and stolen away. Foul will be called. This time on Al-Suwailim. Trying to reach in and steal it back and ends up just picking up the foul. His first foul of the game. Been so instrumental so far in today's game. 6 points, 4 blocks. Sawela. Komisihi. Saudi Arabia will make a change with the big man heading to the bench. Al-Suwailim is replaced by Mohammed Al-Mawani. Dropping down into the low post. Sawela trying to use the height advantage. Double team comes across. Wide open corner pocket. 3 is heavy. They get a shot away, but it's not on target. Abdel Jabbar fouled, and that one won't count. Well after the whistle. Komisi called for the foul, I think. In fact, no. Abu Shamsia called for it. See a change as Bilal heads to the bench for Saudi Arabia. Oh, wide open for the 3 on the wing and hits another triple. Saudi Arabia's lead opens out to 4. About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the first quarter clock. Back into the hands of Meali. Pulls up for the 3 himself, rattles over the top of the iron and away. Al-Baghawi out to the wing, can't get the 3 to go. Big smile on his face though, Mohammed Al-Mawani. Had the shot to try and give Saudi Arabia what would have been their biggest lead of the game. Instead, they'll have to settle with a 4-point lead. 10 minutes in the book, Palestine 12, Saudi Arabia 16. Here are the shooting stats from that first quarter of action. Saudi Arabia getting it all done under the bucket. Palestine getting it all done from the perimeter. A tale of 2 games here, really. Here are some of the big plays from that first quarter of action. And as expected, this one's a relatively even battle between these two. The rankings might not suggest it. 10 spots between them in the rankings here in Asia, but Palestine on the up, starting to establish themselves as a credible, powerful basketball nation. Relatively low scoring game though. Saudi Arabia, 1 win, 1 loss heading into today's game. Beat Iraq by 6, lost by 15 to Jordan. As for Palestine, lost both their openers. Got really pulled apart by Jordan on the road on game day 1, but only lost by 3 to Iraq in game day 2. Palestine certainly moving in the right direction, that's for sure. Their leading scorer at the end of the first quarter is Sawela. He has 2 from 2 from downtown, as well as 5 rebounds. The star player from Saudi Arabia at the end of the first quarter is Mohammed Al Suwailim. 6 points and 4 blocks. And if you like your international basketball, you have to have it. Scan that QR code, download yourself the Courtside 1891 app, stream schedules and scores. Definitely worth a subscription. Hundreds and hundreds of games across the year. Streaming straight to your phone or connected devices. Second quarter action underway here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Group D action as Palestine take on Saudi Arabia. End of the first quarter, Saudi Arabia lead this one by 4. Almost stolen away, couldn't quite re-establish his feet on court. Murley. Baseline ball for Saudi Arabia. Mohammed will head to the bench as Al-Muwallad comes back in. Oh, lovely out of bounds play. Just comes around the screen and cuts back inside. Palestine fighting for everything they've got down in the low post. But the score and the tenacity on show from Mohammed Al-Mawani, as well as the little flex of the gun show. Showing the other team the power that he brings to the floor. Foul called on Al-Baghawi. First foul of the quarter. Look at the strength though. Holding off the defense. Sowella to the bucket for 2. Game high 8 points now for him. 3 from 5 from the field. His first score actually inside the 3-point line. He's lit it up from downtown. Abdul Jabbar trying to find a way through, trying to find that pass inside. A foul will be called though on Halawani. Palestine, absolute blitzing defensively. Doing everything they can. Shubaili at the line for 2. First free throws of the qualifiers. One of the 12 players that featured at the last Asia Cup in Jakarta 2 years ago. Didn't get huge minutes, played 3 games there. Misses both. And encroachment from Saudi Arabia into the paint, so that will be a Palestine ball. Kamissi. Back to the clock. Kamissi playing with so much energy and pace. Saudi Arabia chasing him around the floor right now. That'll be a Palestine ball. He was out of bounds when he touched the ball, Al-Muwallad. Crowd enjoying themselves, watching the game here, and I'm sure they're already looking forward to the Asia Cup arriving next summer. Oh, nice little hesitation. Oh, lovely dump inside. But the little soft right hand, a little heavy-handed from the 21-year-old Halawani. There's the switch. Oh, way downtown. That comes up short, though. Long rebound, and Palestine will flood down the floor. Almost stolen away. Good quick hands by Al-Muwallad for Saudi Arabia. On the wing, not this time. Offensive foul will be called on Sowella. He just pushes as he tries to establish himself for the offensive rebound. A little bit of afters unnecessarily. Baseline ball for Saudi Arabia. Abdel-Jabbar brings it up over the half. Long three. Off target. Both teams right now looking to downtown as the solution to this low scoring game, but neither of them really getting their range just yet. Kicks it out. Another three ball goes up and another three ball comes back off the rim. Sowella now misses the three as well. That's his first miss from outside in today's game. Saudi Arabia hold on to that 4-point lead. Foul will be called on Salah Halwani. Coach Casas is going to bring his big man back in. Al Suwailim comes in as Mohamed Al Mawani heads out. Ramzi Komissia heads to the bench as well for Palestine. As Musa comes in. Musa now looking to body up, and one big play, unstoppable at times. Mohamed Al Suwailim, listed at 2 meters and 8. He may be one of the biggest, tallest 2 meters and 8 that I've seen. I would suggest he's probably closer to maybe 214, 215. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, and that's an air ball from Al Suwailim from the free throw line. Can't get the 3-point play, but Saudi Arabia have a game high 6-point lead here. Coach Casas demanding more from his team. Halums kicked it out to the wing. Sowella hands it away, dropped inside. It's a smart move by Musa, couldn't quite connect though. Does well to go under the rim to use it for a little bit of protection. Into the corner, thrown away, had to escape before he traveled. Palestine attack the basket. It's the right thing to do from Jamal Mayali, but execution not quite there. As Saudi Arabia step out of bounds. Abdel-Jabbar just lost track of where his feet were. Great to see lots and lots of young, smiling faces, fans in the stands, enjoying today's game. Shubaili comes to the bench as Coach Casas continues to rotate through his 12. Gone through 10 so far. Al-Absi as well as Caddy, the two players yet to see action today. 9 left on the shot clock. Halums, mid-range 2. Oh, that's a nice little shot. A sweet stroke over the outstretched arms of Al Suwailim. Catch and shoot on the wing. That's a little heavy-handed. Good read by Mohamed Musa for the defensive rebound. We're going to go coast to coast. I like the aggression. Maybe a little rushed. Saudi Arabia will come back the other way. That's how you run transition. Easy finish. Ayman Al-Muwalad gets the 2, his first points of the game. Saudi Arabia's lead back up to 6. Let's have a look at the replay of that transition. And that's how it finished. Spacing and pace, that's basketball in a nutshell. Doesn't matter where in the world you play, that's how you're going to win games. Out of the game comes Sawela for Palestine. Wide open, Al-Muwalad. And so far, it looks like Musa, the big for Palestine, is having the best results against Al-Suwailim. Keeping him out of, well, off the glass a little bit more. Pass inside. Little dip of the shoulder, no good. Knocked away, and Saudi Arabia, a 4-on-2 break. Oh, and one. Tough play, Marzouk Al-Muwalad stayed with the play. A huge amount of contact. Still gets it to go. Saudi Arabia just starting to open things up with that play here in the second quarter. They've outscored Palestine 8-4 in the 5.5 minutes of this second quarter. At the line for the bonus now, Marzouk Al-Muwalad. Gets it to go. Timeout has been called by coach Diamadakos for Palestine. Al-Muwalad had 12 against Jordan in their last game. And stepping up there, he's up to 5 now here in Jeddah. Let's head into the huddles, listen to the coaches.
I'm not telling you go all the way if you don't have it. We need to run, not to play 1 against 5. I told you a lot, no matter if you are up or down, clear your mind and make it better. Next possession, next possession. We'll play first down, Brian's here, Musa is here, Musa gets the ball, okay? Tamer here, Hassan here. Jamal the screen, Brian heads off with Musa and pick and roll, and after that you stay spread, okay? Guys, we need defensive transition, and we need, when the ball goes...
Saudi Arabia starting to pile on the pressure here in Jeddah. And you do wonder, how are Palestine going to react coming out of this timeout? How they react is super important. 4.5 minutes between now and the halftime break. And we'll see some highlights here from Al-Suwailim, who has been doing it all for his team. 8 points, 4 blocks and 2 rebounds so far. How will Palestine react right now? They trail by 9. Foul's going to be called on Al-Absi as he sees his first taste of the action today. Habash hands it away to Mayali. Gets a shot away. Oh, that is an unbelievable conversion from Jamal Mayali. What a play. That is unreal. How did he get that one to go? A little bit of magic on the court from Mayali. Chance of a 3-point play here from the free throw line. 57% in the first 2 qualifiers. First trip here today. And it's good. Ball comes back out. Saudi Arabia spreading the floor, clearly trying to look to... Oh my goodness! How big a play was that? Al-Suwailim trying to dominate. Blocked away though. Oh, good defensive help. Foul's going to be called though. Miali called for the foul. Trying to knock it out of the hands of Al Muwallad. Reaches round here, hits the arm rather than the ball. Palestine in the penalty, so Mazouk Al Muwallad will head to the line for 2. 1 from 1 so far this evening. Gets a second to go. Averaged 8 points a game at Asia Cup 2022 in Indonesia. Only played 1 game actually. Limited action in that tournament for him. Saudi Arabia's lead back out to 8. Just about 3.5 minutes left in this first half. Mali to Halums. 4 seconds on the shot clock, has to get it away, does. Long rebound falls into the hands of Saudi Arabia and play with a little carefree. Oh, what a killer crossover from Al Muwallad. Back to the free throw line for him. Musa called for his second foul of the game. Just 67% before today's game. There's the curse for you. First miss of the game from him. That's 7 points right now, as well as 3 rebounds. Second highest scorer for Saudi Arabia behind Al Suwailim. Joint highest scorer now. And a joint highest lead of the game for Saudi Arabia at 9. 3 minutes left in this first half, and a pivotal moment here for Palestine. Really don't want it to get out to double digits before the half break. Oh, and they're not going to with shooting like that. Duaikat hits the big 3. Only been on the floor a couple of minutes, making an impact, the 23-year-old. Skip to the weak side. Corner pocket 3 is off target, a little heavy. They'll go again from the other side. Bilal with a big 3 ball. Celebrates with the crowd. Back to a 9-point ball game here in Jeddah. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Al-Absi. He'll pick up his second already. Only been on the floor 2 minutes. There's the 3 ball from Bilal. Crowd enjoyed that one. Out of the game comes Ayman Al Muwallad. Back into the action comes Shubaili. Brian Halums looking for options. Trying to shake, trying to create, pulls up, little short range jumper is too short. Scramble for the rebound is won by Palestine. Oh, nice crossover, ducks inside, off the glass for 2. Smart play by Mayali. This time the 3 is off target for Saudi Arabia as Palestine look to have a surge heading into the halftime locker room. 90 seconds left. Mayali puts an air ball up, a little bit overconfident. Didn't look to use the offense to create something. Another 3 goes up. That one's in and out. That will be Palestine ball on the baseline. Mayali brings it up over the half. Hands it off to Halums. He ducks inside and just cuts the Saudi Arabian defense in half like a hot knife through butter. Love that play from Brian Halums. 4 points personal for him now. And Palestine are back within 5. Just about a minute left on the first half clock, and Coach Casas wants to talk it over because his team now are on the back foot. Coach Casas just trying to reinforce that the next minute is important to Saudi Arabia. They can't take their eye off the game for a second. Palestine are motivated and they have quality. And Saudi Arabia need to make sure they stay with the game for the full 40 minutes. Haloum's with a big play to bring Palestine back to within 5. Bilal hands it away. Al-Muwalad down into the low post in the corner for 3. It rolls home. That's a big time for a big shot. Ali Shubaili with the 3 ball. Back out to an 8-point lead. If Saudi Arabia could open this to double digits, that would give them a huge amount of confidence at the half. Haloum's ducks inside, kicks it out into the corner for 3. Doesn't get it. Will go again, and they get the score this time. Halawani puts it up high over the defense for 2. First field goal of the game for him. Oh, that's a smart play. Marzouk Al-Muwalad taking the game on his shoulders a little there, out to 10, and that will be the final play of this first half here in Jeddah. An entertaining first 20 minutes of basketball, no two ways about that. These two teams going toe-to-toe, but at the half, it's Palestine 28, Saudi Arabia 36. An interesting first 20 minutes of basketball. Palestine starting to find some joy close to the basket. Saudi Arabia starting to find a little bit of joy from the perimeter. Here are your stats for that first half. Saudi Arabia winning the rebounding and assist battle. A low turnover game as well. Both teams protecting their possession well. Be interesting to see how the two coaches shape up for the second half, how they look to make an impact. Marzouk Al-Muwalad, the only player in double digits with 10. Whilst Mayali leads it for Palestine with 8. Here are some of the top plays from that second quarter of action. Plenty to look at as well. It's been a good first half for Saudi Arabia. It was a close battle for the majority of the first quarter, but then the Saudi Arabian team managed just to find another gear really in that second quarter and started to edge themselves away. They led by 9 at one stage. It's been trimmed back ever so slightly by a bit of a push from Palestine, but Saudi Arabia still with an 8-point lead here at the half. And in a low-scoring game, 8 points is a big number. I'm sure that Coach Diamarakos is talking to his team about it, wanting to make some alterations. I think they did well to deal with the inside threat that Al-Shuelim put on them in that first half. They've minimized his impact on both ends, but now Saudi Arabia starting to find that outside shot. At the half, it is Palestine 28, Saudi Arabia 36.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Feel the momentum, swing, Jefferson. Exactly what Jordan needed.
Nice no-look dive to the reverse, and that's a beautiful play. Service, delivery, and Baba adds to his scoring tally. Rakji behind the back, throwing it up to Gyok Chan. Wizardry from Arakji.
Hachinoa finds Washington, goes in, and he misses a layup. Good defense by Kawashima. There's the penetration. What a dive. Oh, baby. Are you kidding me? Sugoi. One more time. Well, the pass came from Kawamura.
And Indy will have another 14 seconds. And the dunk and the foul. Prince attacks the basket. Pranav Prince.
Bilal, oh, lovely backdoor cut. Good read though by Ibrahim. Launches out the fast break. Abu Hawaz with the two-hander, but it's batted away. What defense!
6 3-pointer night here for Chinese Taipei. Second one now for Xie. Brownlee, Magadagabi. Good night. Are you kidding me? What a throwdown by Justin Brownlee. Defense now, Demario Mayfield coming up with it. Rocky shot to push, they got numbers, goes up. Oh my goodness, what a rejection.
Ming-Shen, right hand. Rebounded by Hawkinson. Now breaking out with speed to the right hand. Nice tip away from the bucket. Great block, great rejection.
There's the catch, there's the shot, and there's the bucket. What a hit that is. Incredible on the buzzer. Yakchali with the three.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back to Jeddah here in Saudi Arabia. We're at the halfway stage of this Asia Cup 2025 qualifier between Palestine and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia having the better of it in the first half. It was a right back and forth affair in the first quarter. Saudi Arabia holding a 4-point lead after 10 minutes, but the Saudi Arabian team just put a little bit of class into that second quarter, a little bit more intensity and maybe a little bit more perimeter shooting as well, and that's enabled them to open that lead out to 8 right now. And really, you have to give credit to Coach Casas and the brain trust there for Saudi Arabia for leading them to that 8-point lead. Palestine have not made it plain sailing or straightforward, that's for sure. Marzouk Al-Mawalad leads them in scoring, only player on either side to have 10 points. Alongside 3 rebounds, other big stat line for Saudi Arabia in that first half was Mohamed Al-Suwailim, has 8 points as well as 4 blocks. Had those 4 blocks in the first quarter, to be fair. As for Palestine, their 2 leading scorers are Sawela with 8 points and Meali with 8 points as well. Remember, Palestine entered today's game with an 0-2 record. They sat bottom of Group D and know that they really do need a win here in this second qualification window. They face Saudi Arabia here in Jeddah today, and then on Monday they will face Jordan here on this court. And they really, really do know that they probably need to come away with 1, if not 2 wins to try and get themselves back on track and back in contents for the qualifications for next year's Asia Cup. Coach Diamandakis looking on. Got the coaches board out, deep in thought. Remember, Saudi Arabia have already qualified. They are our hosts next year. And I'm sure they will make wonderful hosts for the Asia Cup. So for Saudi Arabia, these qualifiers are about building momentum. And as you see, they're scoring led by Al-Mawalad. Al-Mawani has 5 rebounds and Abdel Jabbar has 3 assists in that first half. Led by 4 at the end of the first quarter. Extended that by another 4 in the second quarter. But Palestine are anything but done in this game, and Coach Casas knows that. With a minute left to play in that first half, he called a timeout, wanted to refocus his players, make sure they locked in and put everything on the floor for every second. Both teams head back to their benches for final instructions from coaches before we get this second half underway here in Jeddah. Remember, this is one of 6 games taking place today across Asia as part of the qualifiers for the Asia Cup, and on a global scale there are dozens and dozens of countries right now competing in their qualifiers for their respective continental competitions. Gotta love this international break, teams going toe to toe. As we get prepared for the start of the second half here in Jeddah. Be interesting to see how Coach Diamandakis and his Palestinian team look to change things up here in the third quarter. They seem to deal a little bit better with the size of Al-Suwailim in that second quarter, but then struggle to guard the perimeter so well. So finding that balance will be key for Palestine. Second half underway here in Jeddah. Group D action here of the Asia Cup 2025 qualifiers as Palestine take on Saudi Arabia at the half. It's Saudi Arabia with an 8-point lead. Palestine with first possession. 4 left on the shot clock. Halums Goes inside, athletic move, couldn't quite get it to stick, but it's only knocked out of bounds by Al-Suailim. Sideline ball for Palestine with a fresh 14 on the shot clock. Kamisi. Mayala, no good. Halums gets the rebound, but can't quite make it this time. Third rebound of the game for Al-Suailim. Al-Muwalad, our game-high scorer, in possession. Not this time, though. Halums goes up, goes strong and gets the score. He's looking for the foul as well. Didn't look like a foul to me. Palestine draw first blood here in the second half, bringing themselves back to within 6. Al-Suailim gets blocked, will go again, and will get the score on the second attempt. Can't afford to allow him to have that space with the ball in hand, that low in the paint for Palestine. They need to either deny him the ball or body him up a lot more. And Musa seemed to be the most successful defender against him. Komsi, no good with that jumper. Bilal, good ball movement, quick reversal. And again, Bilal for 3, that's short. And Palestine will come away with it. A nice outlet pass, well weighted, and a foul. That's a heavy foul. Soelha hit quite hard by Mohamed Al-Mawani. He's on the floor. Back to his feet. Soelha. It's a great pass by Halums. And he's a hard foul. Soelha heads to the free throw line. First trip of the game for him. 100% prior to today's game from the free throw line. First is good. Palestine just need to stay within striking distance, really. Just don't let that lead open out to double digits. Keep themselves in it. If they can do that deep into the fourth, they buy themselves a ticket to the lottery and a chance to come away with a big win here on Saudi Arabia's home floor. Almost thrown away, but Al-Muwalad pulls it in. Bilal now into the low post. And again, little drop step, double team comes across. Bilal with the sidestep, 3 ball, and that's a lovely big man, little man game. Gotta love how Bilal and Al-Suailim just, well, really controlled where the Palestinian defense was going to be. Halums inside will draw the foul. Strong, aggressive move from Brian Halums, 27-year-old. Yeah, just a quick first step against Matna Al-Mawani. And there's the 3 ball at the other end of the floor for Had Bilal. Up to 9 points now, all of them coming from outside, 3 from 6 from the perimeter for Bilal. Coach Diamadakos looking on. First is good for Halums, the second is not. Long rebound will be pulled in by Saudi Arabia. Al-Muwalad attacks the basket. Oh, blocked from behind. Great defensive chase down by Meali. Baseline ball for Saudi Arabia. And that's going to be a turnover. I don't think Al Mawalad re-established himself before he took possession back. Palestine now with an opportunity to chip away at this Saudi Arabian lead. Halums backs it out, wants to take a run up, shaking, ducks inside, draws the foul from Matna Al-Mawani. Second foul of the game for him. Halums at the line, 4-2. Coach Casas still not content, and understandably so. His team haven't really put a performance in just yet at the level that he is expecting. The first is good for Halums. And the second. Back to a 7-point ball game. Al-Mawani hands it away to Bilal. Saudi Arabia looking to space the floor. Al-Suwailim going down low, double team, oh, behind the back pass. The big man's got all the tricks. Mohammed Al-Mawani, the lucky recipient of that wonderful pass from Al-Suwailim. Oh, nice crossover. Mali hands it away to Sunjuk, and there we go. Sunjuk with a big 3-ball. Hasn't been in the game very long and having an impact. First points of the game for him. Saudi Arabia's lead chipped down to 6. Al-Mawani now goes inside. Thrown away. I won't be surprised if we see a timeout from Coach Casas soon, because Saudi Arabia just don't have a rhythm, don't have an identity on the floor, as we see Sunjuk hitting the 3-ball. There's the behind the back pass though. Soft hands from the big man. Mayali. Little hesitation, ducks inside, has to put it up way high over the outstretched arm. Great defense again. Al-Mawalad kicks it out. Al-Mawani, and again, Saudi Arabia penetrate and kick is their brand of basketball, and they're doing it over and over again. Oh, beautiful flowing basketball by Saudi Arabia. They need to finish this off though. Oh, and a rejection. Palestine's defense stands strong. Saudi Arabia need to be careful. Super animated in the face of the officials. In fact, a technical foul has been called. Palestine will head to the line for the technical free throw. Al-Mawani called for his 3rd foul on that technical. He'll head to the bench to cool down. As Abdel Jabbar comes back in. Halums to the line for the technical free throw. And now we have a 5-point ball game, and things are getting a little heated here. In fact, it's Mohammed Al-Mawani who's still on the floor. Mayali now brings it up over the half. Palestine looking quite confident now, looking a little bit more flow and fluidity to their game. Foul will be called on Abdel Jabbar. Saudi Arabia in the penalty, so Palestine will go to the free throw line. Out of the game will come Al Suwailim. Haloums to the line for two. Nervous time here for Saudi Arabia as they've kind of self-destructed a little bit in the last minute or so. 4.5 minutes left in this third quarter, and Palestine are just keeping their heads, and with that have outscored Saudi Arabia by 11-7. Make that 12-7 here in this quarter, and they are now back to within 3. Abdel Jabbar hands it away. Saudi Arabia need to get a bit more momentum behind them. Long rebound is tapped out. Haloums now pulls down the floor. Right hand is too short. Grabs his own rebound and puts it back up mid-air. What a play, Brian Haloums. And we are now to a 1-point ball game here in Jeddah. Palestine have come out of the locker room fully locked in. 4 minutes and 4 seconds left. Coach Casas has to call a timeout. And Saudi Arabia's 8-point lead is all but gone as Haloums gets an acrobatic, athletic 2 off the glass. And Mohamed Al-Mawani is still not happy, but he needs to forget that it's in the past, and holding on to it's not going to help his team right now. As the physicality and the fratchiness in this game as these two teams are fighting for the win is starting to bubble over a little. 4 minutes to play. Saudi Arabia lead by 1. Abdel Jabbar will draw the foul from Mayala. Mayali picks up his second foul of the game. Sideline ball for Saudi Arabia. Three ball on the wing, rattles out. Palestine with a chance to take the lead. Mayali inside, won't get the score though. Handed off to Halawani and he couldn't get it to drop. And Saudi Arabia flow down the floor. The green wave pulls in another 2 points. And Saudi Arabia try and compose themselves. Horn's offense for Palestine. Haloums had a relatively quiet first half, starting to come together now. Will draw the foul. And Mohamed Al-Mawani needs to be careful. Absolutely the foul, a huge amount of body contact here. Here's the score at the other end for him though. Getting out and running and being rewarded by the guards with the ball. And Al-Mawani now heads to the bench. That's his 4th personal foul. And Haloums back at the line for 3 throws. Already been there 7 times, hit 6 of the 7. Make that 7 from 8, up to 15 points alongside 6 rebounds and 3 assists. A real introduction to these qualifiers from Brian Haloums. Back to a 1-point ball game. Al-Muwalad to inbound. How does Saudi Arabia respond? Almost throw it away is the answer now into the hands of Al Suwailim. Double team goes inside. Draws the foul. And we'll head to the line for 2 shots. Halawani catching another elbow, I think. Feeling that one for sure. No good with the first. Coach Diamadakos talking to the officials. Al Suwailim on double digits. He'll stay at 10 though. 0 from 3 from the free throw line for him this evening. Foul's going to be called on Al Bagawi. Just a holding foul as Halums looks to try and separate and find some space. Saudi Arabia in the penalty, so it'll be more charity points from the free throw line for Palestine here. Halums back again. Went 2 from 2 last time. He's 89% this evening from the free throw line, so I'm not sure it's a wise strategy from Saudi Arabia, as he is near automatic from the free throw line. Gets them both to go. And we have a Palestinian lead. For the first time in a long time, it was almost at the midpoint of the first quarter that Palestine had their last lead. Halums will check out on that one. 18 points, 10 from 11 from the free throw line, as well as 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He is on 3 fouls though, so needs to be a little bit careful. But he certainly had a big game here for Palestine so far, giving them their lead. Drive inside, stolen away. Palestine pour down the floor. Back out to Miali. Miali calls for the screen from Sawelha. Miali now trying to shake, create a seam to attack, goes straight at it. Not sure that's wise with the rim protection that Palestine have. Foul called on Palestine. There's no way that's an unsportsmanlike foul. Trying to steal the ball from behind for sure. Or maybe it is actually. That's a pull on the shirt. He's not really gone for the ball at all. That's a fair question. Not sure whether the officials will try and review this one or not. Important call as well in such a close game and a relatively low scoring game. In fact, they're going to keep it as a holding foul, and Coach Casas is going to be asking to review this. Coach's challenge. The officials now will head to the monitor to see if they should upgrade it to a unsportsmanlike foul. Here's the replay they'll be watching, and yeah, for me, I think that might very well be an unsportsmanlike foul. In real time, it didn't look like it, but looking at that replay, there's no play at the ball. He's coming from behind, and he's just grabbing almost the waist. The officials have looked at it. They've made a very quick decision. What have they come up with on this one? What do they think? It will be an unsportsmanlike foul. Abu Shamsia called for the unsportsmanlike foul. 2 shots for Saudi Arabia and possession. That could be a really important call. Al Bagawi at the line for 2. First trip of the night for him. His first game in these qualifiers, Osama Al Bagawi. Doesn't get either to go, looks to the sky. Saudi Arabia will still have possession though. Mazouk Al Muwalad. Well, look to inbound. Saudi Arabia just trying to find a little bit of momentum right now. Al-Baghawi attacks the basket, will draw the foul. Once again off Abu Shamsia. He'll head back to the line again. Oh from 2 in that last trip. Gets the seal off the bucket for him with that. His first score of the game. Tying up at 46. Can't get the second to go. Rebound just about brought in by Palestine. Mali now, ball in hand. Key player for Palestine. That's no two ways about that. Soela going to find a way into the low block. Good defense offered up though. Shot clock at 3. Tries to find a way round and he's rejected. Another big swat. Al-Suwailim. Rejection number 5 for him. It's a block party here in Jeddah. And the whole of the Palestinian team are invited. Abu Shamsia heads to the bench. Abdel Jabbar now looking for options in front of him. There's the lob pass, well taken. Oh, a lovely little handoff. Finish not there though, and Palestine managed to get the ball. Final minute of the third quarter now. Soela ducks inside. Oh, nice pass along the baseline. Does he have the space to go to work though? No, he doesn't. Block number 6 for Al-Suwailim. No way through. He runs the other end of the floor and 1. A big score by the big man. Swats it away at one end. Runs a transition. Takes his personal tally to 12 alongside 6 blocks now. That is a stat line. 6 blocks, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Just needs to get himself a steal and he's doing it all. Saudi Arabia's lead back up to 3. Coach Casas spurring his team on. Mayali. Soela, nice handle. Soft right hand, not soft enough. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Abdul Jabbar. Little crossover, drives inside, and he'll close out the quarter with a score for Saudi Arabia. Will they get another? No, they won't. A burst from Saudi Arabia to not just re-establish themselves a lead, but open it back out to 5 points. Abdel Jabbar doing a great job. I'm really providing a little bit of breathing space at the end of 3. It's Palestine 46, Saudi Arabia 51. Here are the shooting stats, and well, not much to write home about from either team really. Saudi Arabia shooting well from inside, but struggling from the free throw line, and Palestine leaning heavily on that free throw line to keep them in this one. Here are some of the top plays from that third quarter, many of them coming out of the hands of that man there. Brian Halums takes himself up to 18 points now in the game. Fahad Bilal hitting the 3, 1 of 3 that he's hit this evening. And there's a little behind the back pass from Al-Suwailim. Both teams really duking it out in that third quarter. The physicality certainly went up. Palestine winning their first quarter of the game though. Won that 18-15 in the end. Brings it back to a 5-point ball game, and perfectly sets the scene for the final 10 minutes of basketball here in Jeddah today. Palestine have not backed down from this battle at all, but they have come up against Al-Shuwalim an awful lot, as he now has 6 blocks to his name as well as 13 points. Saudi Arabian fans are enjoying themselves. If you have your phone handy, scan the QR code on the screen and download yourself Courtside 1891. If you love your basketball, particularly international basketball, that is a must-have app for your phone. Fourth quarter underway here in Jeddah. Just 10 minutes separates one of these teams from a big win here in the qualifiers. At the end of 3, it's Saudi Arabia 51, Palestine 46. Remember, Palestine yet to pick up a win in the qualifiers, and it's not quite a must-win situation just yet, but it certainly is getting close to that, especially as they face Jordan here on Monday. Offensive foul called with an illegal screen on. Just waiting to see who that's on. Is it Halawani? I think it might be. Both teams with a turnover in the first 16 seconds of this final quarter. And they'll need to be a lot more precious with their possession than that. Close game. Every possession is important. 3 ball goes up. That's short. Batted away. Long rebound. Eventually back into the hands of Al-Muwalad. Al-Shuwalim inside. Off the glass for another 2. 15 points now. Saudi Arabia's lead back out to 7. Starting to become a little bit more comfortable for the men in green. Mahali can't control it, and Halooms can't scoop up the loose ball. Another turnover for Palestine. Only their 7th of the evening, but can't afford to give them up here in this 4th quarter. Abdul Jabbar. Al-Shuwalim. Little drop step to the baseline. Double team once again drops on him. Traveling violation is going to be called on Mohammed Al-Shuwalim. This one could go either way. Clearly Saudi Arabia in the driving seat. A 7-point lead in a low-scoring game. Quite a considerable lead. Ryan Halooms in and out for 3. Al-Shuwalim with the rebound. Rebound number 5 for him. Cuts to the basket, well read though. Mahali with the steal. Almost loses it. Palestine will hold on to possession. Both teams making changes, trying to keep fresh legs on the floor and maybe resting a few of the key players up for the business end of this one. Foul's going to be called on Shubaili. Is that one going to count? That's a big, big play again by Halooms. Ryan Halooms at the line. Let's have a look. Draws the foul, goes for the reverse layup. Coach Casas, a worried man as Halooms hits the 3-point play. What a game he's having, 21 points now, and Palestine back to within 4. Abdel Jabbar almost loses it, pulls up for the long 2, rattles over the front of the rim and away. Mayali called for a travelling violation. We have an injury on the floor. Saudi Arabian player Kadi does not look comfortable at all. Mohamed Kadi fell hard, I think, on that left arm. Medical team on the floor to assist. Let's have a look. Goes up for the rebound. Has to jump backwards and just topples over. Al-Suelim will come in for him as he'll head to the bench. Cardi's on his feet, always good to see. Walking back to the bench. Medical team will look after him. Yeah, looks like it might be that left elbow that maybe impacted with the floor. That's where the pain's coming from. Al-Muwalad hands it away now to Al-Mawani. Al-Suelim inside will draw a hard foul from Musa. I feel that Musa may have been the best defensive matchup for Palestine against Al-Suelim. That's a heavy foul though, needs to be careful. Al-Suelim at the line for 2. He's only 1 from 4 this evening. Make that 1 from 5. Certainly struggling from the free throw line. Outside of that, it's a very impressive performance. Takes his personal tally up to 17. Moves Saudi Arabia's lead back out to 6. In fact, make it 16, sorry, and it's a lead of 5. They spilled out of bounds. Kumsi just not holding on to possession. A little bit rushed. It's those mistakes that could cost Palestine dearly here in this one. Apologies for the lack of graphics on the screen. Just a technical hiccup. We are now back with them. Although that score is incorrect. It is 49-54 in favor of Saudi Arabia right now. That one's in and out. Rebound fight between 3 Palestinian players. Eventually, Mayali brings it down. Mayali driving to the basket. Wide open in the corner. Sawela, not this time. Big rebound pulled down though by Sakakini. Travelling violation called on him. Sideline ball for Saudi Arabia. There's the 3 ball. Does a great job grabbing the rebound, but then just loses his footing. Sideline ball for Saudi Arabia. Catch and shoot, Shabali no, hands it away, and the 3 ball is good. That is a well-timed triple from Fahad Bilal. His 4th of the game. as Saudi Arabia reassert themselves on this one. Their lead is back up to 8, a little over 6 minutes left on the game clock. Timeout call by coach Diamadakos, as Palestine, well, they need to find a way back in and quick. Saudi Arabia edging towards what would be their second win in the qualifiers. Coach Diamadakos trying to get across to his team. Almost the urgency now. That's a big three. That is a well-timed triple from the veteran guard, Bilal. Confidence that he has just to release that one. Wants to get himself back to another Asia Cup. He was there in Indonesia 2 years ago. Averaged double digits a game in that tournament. Key part of the Saudi Arabian team. Foul's going to be called, though, on Shubaili. Skip pass now. Mayali goes inside. Oh, that is a tough shot. Off balance, almost facing the wrong way, and still gets it to go off the glass. Mayali does a great job and really put in a big shift, up to 10 points personal now. Palestine back to within 6. It's Palestine 51, Saudi Arabia 57. Drive inside and a big one-hander. Oh, and the flex, Mohammed Al-Mawani. That's a great feed. Ducks inside, just drops it off, and there's your thunderer of a finish. No wonder the camera went fuzzy on that one. Double change here as Habash and Halawani come in. Out of the game comes Sawela, as well as Abu Shamsia. Rattles home the bonus. Mohammed Al-Mawani lost his head a little earlier in the game, has certainly regained his composure and now gives Saudi Arabia a 9-point lead. Under 5.5 minutes to play. Again, apologies for the lack of graphics at the moment. Just a few technical issues that the team are dealing with. And a travelling violation will be called on Halawani, the 21-year-old. Just losing his composure a little bit here at the business end of this one. Mazouk Al-Muwalad hands it into the post. Bilal, oh, wide open on the wing now, and another big three ball this time. Ali Shubaili hits the three, and Saudi Arabia are flying here in the fourth. Haloum's back into the game, has to have an impact and needs to have one straight away. It's almost lost, it is lost. Saudi Arabia controlling this game completely right now. Foul's going to be called. Palestine have pushed hard for, well, 35 minutes, and right now Saudi Arabia are starting to dominate this game. They've taken it out to a game-high 12-point lead now. Sakakini heads to the bench for Palestine. Back in comes Sawelha. Al-Muwalad at the line for two. Wishes that one in. As coach Diamadakos knows now the pressure is piled on for Monday's game against Jordan. Can't afford to leave this qualification window on an 0-4 record. Sideline ball for Palestine. They trail by 13 now. Under 4.5 minutes left on the game clock. Palestine 51, Saudi Arabia 64. Mayali, a little heavy. Long rebound falls back to him though. Shot clock down to 7. Sawelha, whips his way through, just uses almost a Euro step to pick his way through the Saudi Arabian defense. Down to an 11-point ball game now. Drive inside, slaps the glass on his way through for good measure. Al Muwallad with another big score. 13 points now for him. Saudi Arabia's lead is 13 points as well. Mayali off the glass. Palestine starting to find a way through a slightly more fragmented Saudi Arabian defense. Mazouk Al Muwallad tucks inside, has it stolen away. Plenty of hands in the passing lane for Palestine there. Deflected by Bilal, so Palestine will have sideline possession. Just about 3 minutes left on the game. The score here is Palestine 55, Saudi Arabia 66. Starting to enter last chance saloon for Palestine. One of the assistant coaches for Saudi Arabia just being asked to sit back down. Only one coach allowed on their feet at a time. Mayali has to come out, catch and shoot. Sawelha, hits a 3. How big is that 3 gonna be? Look how much it means to him. That is a big time to step up and rain down a triple. Back to an 8-point ball game here in Jeddah. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the game clock. There is the 3 that opens the door again for Palestine. Timeout called by Coach Casas for Saudi Arabia. They need to manage the clock a little and manage the game to come away with this win. Eight-point ball game, 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in what is a critical game for Palestine in their chances of being at the Asia Cup next year here in Jeddah. Saudi Arabia already have their qualification locked in as hosts, but there's ranking points on it as well. So they won't want to step away. Ranking points means better seeding, which means more chance of progressing in tournaments and so forth. Nice pass down low and cool, calm and collected from Al Suwalim with the assist. Back out to a 10-point ball game. 2.5 minutes left on the game clock. Halums ducks inside, tries to find a way past the entire Saudi Arabian team, but can't quite find that final move. Into the hands of Shubaili, short and right. Foul's going to be called on Abdel Jabbar. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Still a 10-point ball game here. Sideline ball for Palestine. Now Saudi Arabia are in the penalty. Both teams, in fact, are in the penalty. Brian Halums hands it back to Meali. Meali finding a way. Oh, nice little change of direction, but the defense reacts well. In the corner, 3-ball is up, 3-ball is down. A 7-point ball game now. Under 1 minute and 45 seconds to play. Can Palestine do the unimaginable? Can they turn this game around? They've trailed by double digits in this fourth quarter. They're now down by 7. Rightfully so, Saudi Arabia burning as much clock as they can. 3-ball goes up, it's short, rebound pulled down by Palestine. Halums inside, off the glass, won't get the roll. That is a big defensive rebound by Mohamed Al-Mani. Surely it's too much now. Saudi Arabia will burn the clock. Under a minute to play. They lead by 7. In the corner for 3. Oh, that is the final nail in the coffin. Fahad Bilal has stepped up every time his team has needed him and hit big shot after big shot. 5 from 9 from downtown in today's game. Fahad Bilal, what a game he is having right here. Cool, calm and collected. Rains down the 3-ball, as he has for much of the evening, to be fair. Timeout called by Coach Diamakos for Palestine. Palestine come back to the floor. 48 seconds left on the game clock. They trail by 10. Have Saudi Arabia done enough to come away with this one? Bilal hitting that big 3. Was that the final nail in the coffin? Mayali just needs his knee taping up because there's a little cut on it, so the blood injury will require him to be taped up. There we go, make do amend. He's back on the floor. It's not the neatest of tape jobs, but it will do for the final 45 seconds of this game. Sideline ball for Palestine. Meali to put it in. Trying to find Halums. Does. He has to go quickly on this. They're down by 10. Meali now pulls the trigger on a 3. High arcing. Comes up short though. It's off the foot, I think, of Al-Sualim. So it'll be a fresh 14 seconds for Palestine. 40.2 seconds left on the game clock. Out of the game comes Mohamed Al-Mawani. Job done for him in his mind. Oh, and a foul's going to be called. And that will send Jamal Meali to the line for 3 free throws. Does this just edge the what seemed like a closed door ever so slightly open? First is good. Plenty of lessons for Coach Casas to take from this game and for his team to build on. Certainly not a perfect performance from Saudi Arabia, but you would definitely class it as a resilient one. Same for coach Diamakos. Diamakos is going to have to work hard with his team over the next couple of days as they prepare for what will be a must-win game against Jordan. As Shualim hands it away. 8-point lead for Saudi Arabia. 27 seconds left on the game clock as Saudi Arabia look just to, well, run the clock as far as they possibly can. A duck inside and the foul will be called. Oh, Halooms hits the ground hard. Thankfully, he's okay. Abdul-Jabbar will head to the line for free throws. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, he ended up going over the top of his teammate, Sanjuk. Saudi Arabia will make a change as Mohamed Al-Mawani will actually come back into the game. Out of the action comes Ayman Al-Mawalad. Abdul-Jabbar at the line. First trip of the night for him. Up to 6 points personal, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Mohamed Al-Mawani 1 point and 1 rebound away from a double-double. Chance for him to pick that up here. Mayali with 15 seconds left. Palestine down by 10 as Saudi Arabia take a big step towards picking up what will be their second win in these qualifiers, moving them to a 2-1 record. Oh, Mayali though hits a big 3 to finish the game out here. And that will be all they wrote here in Jeddah today. A workmanlike performance from Saudi Arabia. A resilient, hard-nosed, battling performance from Palestine. But it's Saudi Arabia who will come away with the win here. Final score, Palestine 66, Saudi Arabia 73. Well, plenty of big performances from both teams in this game. Saudi Arabia being led by Mohamed Al-Suwailim, had 16.6 rebounds, 4 assists and 6 blocks in the game. Just behind him, Fahad Bilal, 15 points, all in big moments. But here are your shooting stats from today's game. Saudi Arabia getting the job done pretty much under the bucket. Palestine staying in this one from the free throw line. Saudi Arabia will enjoy this one. It was a hard-fought, well-earned win here in front of their fans. And as you can see from the stats, this game was a close one, pretty much across the board. Halooms leads all scorers with 21 points for Palestine, but Al-Suwailim leads Saudi Arabia with 16. Coach Casas celebrates with his family courtside. The players are on the floor with broad smiles on their faces. Another job well done here today in Jeddah, as Saudi Arabia look to build to a host tournament. It's always a different prospect when you're the host nation. More pressure and more glory on the line. There's the joy, there's the celebrations. Another win in the book for Saudi Arabia. They move to a 2-1 record. That will keep them in second spot here in Group D. Palestine slipped to an 0-3 record, keeping them rooted to the bottom and on the brink of dropping out here of the qualifiers. Coach Casas, his grin couldn't be wider and the celebrations on the court couldn't be more. That young lady there could be happier. Maybe all a little bit too much for her, but plenty of smiles on the players' faces as they will go away and enjoy the win. Here are some of the best plays from the final quarter of this game. Mohamed Al-Suwailim having a big game, as so did Brian Halooms. And Bilal, 3 probably the key protagonists, maybe alongside Jamal Mayali, being the 4 players that really had the most to say in today's game. Mayali there ended up with 17.7 rebounds and 4 assists. But Saudi Arabia made it a little bit more difficult than maybe it needed to be. They held a near double-digit lead in the third quarter. Palestine brought it back and actually took the lead at the back end of the third, and Saudi Arabia pushed hard in the first 5 minutes of the final quarter to extend their lead out to the game-high 13, but credit to Palestine, they did not back down, they did not give up, and they brought it back to within 6 or 7 points, but it was just a step too far for the Palestinian team. They will now focus in on Monday, where they'll be back on this floor to take on Jordan, and that is not an easy prospect. Jordan have looked good throughout these qualifiers, picking up a win against Iraq earlier today, moving themselves to a 3-0 record. And for Jordan, a win on Monday will see them qualify. So a huge amount on the game on Monday for Jordan against Palestine. But we've had a wonderful game here in Jeddah, a real back and forth battle. But it is Saudi Arabia that come away with the win. They stay in second. Palestine now down to an 0-3 record, rooted at the bottom of Group D. The final score here, 66 to Palestine, 73 to Saudi Arabia, as both these teams look forward to big games on Monday. Thanks for joining me here in Jeddah. Final score, Palestine 66, Saudi Arabia 73. After a classic game here between those two for the full 40 minutes, that will be the end of our action here in Jeddah today. A good 40 minutes of basketball. Palestine made Saudi Arabia work hard, but in the end, they had a little too much. Final score, Palestine 66, Saudi Arabia 73.